I think it's fair to start this video by saying that 2023 has been quite an eventful year so far because of the sea of launches that have taken place in the auto industry, and also the Bharat GP being hosted in India very recently. Well, if you thought that's it, surprise, there's a lot more in the store coming your way in October 2023. An EV, a scrambler, and probably one of the most highly anticipated products of the entire year is coming your way very soon. But for that, you'll have to stay tuned till the end of this video. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BikeWale. I'm your host Pratik Bhanushali, and let's get cracking. And the first one on the list is the Triumph Scrambler 400X. Right along with the launch of the Speed 400, Triumph had also unveiled the Scrambler 400X. However, now the only thing that is to be revealed about it is its pricing. And we'll talk about that in the later section of this video. But before that, here are a few things that you should know about the Scrambler 400X. First thing is that the Speed 400 and the Scrambler 400X share the design. So you will see the same round LED headlight, teardrop shaped fuel tank, the scooped seat, and the golden colored front forks. And even in terms of quality, Triumph has hit it out of the park with the Speed 400 as we saw in our road test. So we expect the same quality, the finishing, the welds, the plastic quality, and even the panels on the Scrambler 400X as well. Another thing common between the Speed 400 and the Triumph Scrambler 400X is the engine. It's a 399cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled motor and makes about 39.5 bhp at 8,000 rpm and 37.5 newton meters of torque at 6,500 rpm. And in our past experience of riding the Speed 400, we found the engine to be quite punchy, peppy, refined, and it would rev very quickly. So we expect the same character to be mimicked by the Scrambler 400X as well. And speaking of the gearbox, it's a 6-speed transmission and quite responsive and smooth throughout the shifts. Now, while riding the Speed 400, we had noticed that the on-off throttle transition at lower RPM could get a little improvement, and Triumph could probably rectify that with the Scrambler 400X. And if you want to watch our first ride video of the Speed 400X, click here. Now that we have talked about the similarities between the two bikes, let's address what is different on the Scrambler 400X compared to the Speed 400. First thing, this being a Scrambler needs different hardware. So Triumph has given the Scrambler 400X a longer travel suspension, a larger front disc, and also a larger front wheel with more ground clearance than the Speed 400. So how this helps the Scrambler 400X is it makes easy for the bike to get in and out of bad patches and also ride over ruts comparatively easier. And thanks to its larger front wheel, the Scrambler 400X is expected to be more stable in the straight line at high speeds, but that maybe could come at the cost of flickability. But how would it ride in the real world? We'll let you know once we ride the bike very soon. Now, speaking of some of the last few differences between the two Triumph siblings are the ergonomics, the split seat, the exhaust, and a few accessories that are standard on the Scrambler 400X. Now, this being a Scrambler would get a slightly more commanding rider position, a wider handlebar, knuckle guards, and a headlight grille standard. But when we speak of the features, they would be exactly similar apart from the ABS. So you'll see the Scrambler and the Speed 400 share the LED light, semi-digital instrument console, ride-by-wire, switchable ABS only for the Scrambler 400X, and traction control and a USB charging port as well. Now we'll move on to the pricing. So we think that considering Triumph already surprised us with the Speed 400's pricing, it could pull it off again with the Scrambler 400's price as well. And our expectations are somewhere around rupees 2.50 lakh. So the bookings for the Scrambler 400X have already started with a token amount of rupees 10,000, and it will rival the Royal Enfield Scram 411 and the ESG Scrambler. But what do you think of the Scrambler 400's expected price? Let us know in the comments below. So the second model on this list is an EV. Yes, another month and another EV launch, and this time it's from Ather. The Bangalore-based EV brand will launch a new 450X variant. And yes, we know, by now it's getting quite confusing in the Ather 450 lineup because the brand already has 3 450s on sale right now. So just to keep things very straight and simple for you, there is one 450X and two 450X models on sale currently. So the 450S and the base model 450X get a 2.9 kilowatt hour battery, and the highest spec 450X gets a 3.7 kilowatt hour battery and 105 kilometers of true range. So what the new 450X will bring is the same battery but 5 kilometers more range than the current model, so it will get around 110 kilometers. And what else will be new is that the new 450X will borrow the 450S's joystick setup, the switchgear that we see on the more affordable Ather, that is the 450S. And apart from that, all the other features like LED illumination, touchscreen TFT, smartphone connectivity, navigation, and fast charging ride modes will be the same. With these small changes, we expect the new 450X to cost slightly more than the current 450X. So for reference, the model that is on sale right now costs about rupees 1.44 lakh, and the new model could cost maybe a few thousand rupees more because the changes are quite small and aren't very extensive for a substantial price hike. Once the new 450X is launched, it will rival the Ola S1 Pro, the TVS iQube S, and the Bajaj Chetak. And now it's time to talk about one of the most anticipated products, not of October 2023, but the entire year. Now, if there were to be a list of the most anticipated, most weighted products, the most weighted two-wheelers, we think the Royal Enfield Himalayan 452 will top it. And with the newly leaked data and all the spy shots, we even have a lot more to talk about it. But before we proceed, the bike was just seen being tested in the Himalayas, and its exhaust note has been revealed. So here's what it sounds like. Now, one of the recently leaked documents has revealed that the Himalayan 452 will be powered by a 450 1.65cc engine, and it will make roughly 40 bhp at 8000 rpm. And for your reference, the Triumph 400 bikes also make around 40 bhp at 8000 rpm. However, the Himalayan, being an ADV and true to its ADV nature, will get more torque, and one of our sources has also hinted that it could get about 40 Newton meters. So this will help it in terms of riding in the city, off-roading and touring as well. And it won't just have higher torque than the other bikes in the segment, but also more than the current generation Himalayan. And then this engine will be mated to a 6-speed gearbox. Now we also know that the new Himalayan 452 will get a fully digital instrument console. So the speedometer will be around the periphery of the unit, and then there will be a center set gear position indicator with the fuel level reading, the temperature bar, and all the other basic readouts spread across. And we also expect Royal Enfield to give the new Himalayan features like full LED illumination, smartphone connectivity and navigation. So since this is an ADV, a lot of buyers usually take it for touring, off-roading, exploring the unseen places, and having navigation makes it a little more convenient. Now, with all this data being accumulated around the new Himalayan, it's clear that the 452 is going to be a radical upgrade over the current generation Himalayan. It gets a larger engine, more features, better and superior hardware, and bigger dimensions, so the road presence would also be more. And the recently leaked document that we mentioned earlier has also revealed the gross weight of the Himalayan 452, and it's 394 kilos. So we think that the weight of the bike could be somewhere between 200 to 210 kilos. And if Royal Enfield manages to hit the right spot for the power to weight ratio, the new Himalayan 452 could offer a lovely riding package. But before we end this video, we'd like to give away one thing, that is its expected pricing. And Royal Enfield could price the new Himalayan 452 somewhere around rupees 2.70 lakh. And once launched, it will rival the KTM 390 Adventure, BMW G310 GS, and the ESD Adventure as well. And we'll be riding the bike towards the end of this month, that is on 30th October to 1st of November. So its launch could also take place around the same time, and our first ride review could also go live around the same time as well. So stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to BikeWale.